Today I'll be talking about the creepy TikTok family once again.
Oh, excuse me.
If you like videos like these, make sure to like and subscribe as I make videos on lolcows, internet dramas, and more. I have multiple ongoing series on this channel, including one about this family in particular. This is a part of an ongoing series, which, of course, the whole playlist for this series will be linked in the description below, so you can go check that out and start from bottom to now, because you'll definitely want full context, or at least by the end of this, want to hate watch and see all the weird, creepy details that come with the story. And context will definitely be needed, because I don't go into this like recapping everything, because there's so much that's happened with this family that, yeah, there's just no way. So, if you like videos like these, make sure to like and subscribe, as I have multiple ongoing series. I make videos on lolcows, internet dramas, and more. Make sure to also use YouTube's mobile-only hype feature on this video, and watch the video all the way through, as that helps me out the most. Make sure to also follow my Twitter, is linked in the description below. And with all that said,
let's go!
begging on live streams. Recently, they have switched back to their old Dream Team account with all the threes, the dots, and ending in 81. Now, I don't know if TikTok is the same. I'm pretty sure they are from what I've heard. But there's a thing called CPM, and it's basically how much money you make per million views. I think TikTok has the same system as well, and every content creator's is different. Not every content creator makes the same amount of money off of making, you know, videos of whether it's different lengths, whether it's view counts and stuff like that. Everyone makes different amounts of money. I think this changes for whatever reason between accounts or between people, because a lot of people like Schlatt and Nikocado Avocado are people who switch from channel to channel because one of them will have a higher CPM. They realize that they can make a lot more on another account with a higher CPM, getting the same amount of views, if not more, or maybe even if they get less, it doesn't matter because they're still making more. And I think the CPM, for whatever reason, switches on accounts every once in a while. I don't really know what's up with it. I haven't looked too deep into that, but people have talked about how, like, you know, oh, theirs went down, so they went to the next channel, like Nikocado Avocado has admitted. They switch from old accounts or make new ones all the time. I think it's literally just for this reason alone, to find a higher CPM, or maybe the CPM on an old account goes up, and they just switch back to it, because they do this a lot. They do this a lot for no particular reason. Like, I legit, other than them making the same excuses, such as like, oh, well, it's because there's too much hate on that account, which doesn't make sense. It's the only reasonable, like, possibility to me. But yes, they switch back to their old account and are going to be live more often, and with them going live more often, they've been begging a lot. This is a common thing on, like, TikTok live streams anyway, to beg a lot for money for whatever reason. They are also kind of being like lolcow live now, or taking their kind of like blueprint in a sense when it comes to begging, as they now have goals for little meaningless prizes such as, quote, big announcements and stuff around that, or just showing off something for whatever reason. One clip I wanted to call out was them being so dumb with their money, because I wanted to talk about also their money and their financial literacy in this segment as well, but here's that clip.
For shopping? Well, considering we'll have our tax return by then, that might be possible. Can we get another birthday shopping video with Theresa? Possibly.
They talk about going shopping with their tax returns, which is just an awful mindset to have, especially whenever you're them, because they've struggled for so long and don't even have, like, their own home. They've been staying in extended states for a very long time, and they've also talked about how much they've struggled, how they don't have money right now, all the time. They talk about how their struggles on there, and it's the only believable thing about them, but then they talk about doing shopping sprees instead of saving it or using it wisely. They're in a repeated cycle mindset of poverty. And that's the thing that, like, a lot of these people do that do get tax returns, is that they do this type of stuff. But I think it's just weird and ridiculous to really do, especially in their situation. I wonder if they will actually have to pay taxes, since they make some money online, and usually you have to pay taxes for that money you make because it isn't already taxed, like, you know, a regular job. But supposedly they do work regular jobs. I don't know if that evens out. But yeah, they're most likely, if anything, possibly going to have to pay taxes, but I have no clue. They're also using the, quote, God grift as now Sarah posted a promotion for her book on her Facebook page, which is mainly only talking about God on it. But yes, she uses God and that grift. And I say as a grift, not because people... You'd have to have context. That's why I say watch the whole series. No, like, they use it as one for themselves. And now her Facebook has a little bit over 800 followers. I kind of wanted to add that because I recently saw like a Reddit post of someone's showing the follower count of the Life with Sarah thing, which I think I'll show later. But yeah, I still don't think they have the ability to get monetized, or will they really ever? No. Anyway, Championship Low 9678 says, Facebook updates. And it's a Life with Sarah post saying, God has blessed me so much. Writing Firebound Harmony was one of the best experiences of my life. Writing it with my dad made it even better. The story really highlights the strength of friendship and family. I'm so thankful that God gave me the patience to finish it and publish it. Looking back at the day I first held the published physical copy in my hand and realized that I was a published author, I feel so happy. It's been published for nearly 2 years now. We've decided to create a new cover to really establish the series as a brand. I really hope everyone likes the new cover. My dad did an amazing job with it. If you'd like to read the book, you can get it here. And this is also a lie, sort of, because explained in a TikTok live of theirs, the reason that they switched over the book cover was because the original was made, quote, by someone else, and they used AI. So they want to make a new edition that didn't have it. And although it is incredibly, like, pathetic, angering, and sad for them to use God as, like, you know, a part of a way to get more money, it was completely expected from these people. They were also asked about if they were going to do another wish list, and they said this. This is by JM-34 saying, this response from them is actually insane. Someone comments saying, please make a wish list so we can support you with whatever you might need for the apartment. I'd love to contribute. We don't do wish lists anymore. Our trolls sabotaged every single one. JM-34 adds on saying, y'all fully lied to people and stole their money. They are doing mental gymnastics to flip this around and say it's the, quote, trolls' fault. Which this was an insane lie. It is truly actually insane that they try to claim that, quote, trolls sabotaged every single one of them. Whenever they, like, on Sarah's account, I think it's still the pinned post, which is her apologizing and admitting to scamming the fans and admitting to lying. I know that, like, a lot of people on TikTok are not going to do their research. They'll probably find a video from someone else exposing them if they're true fans, and they'll watch it. But it's just absolutely insane not to take accountability at all here. Not any. They also are now putting Hunter and Theresa in live streams and such more often, like videos of course as well, which some weird things have happened because of this, but we will talk about that later. Hunter has his own Pokemon series now, and the thing is, he looks weirdly really happy sometimes in these videos, like the one that like promotes them going to Twitch.
Bonk! Guess what? We are going to be back. We're going to be on TikTok.
And we're going to be going in for Bonk Storm. Isn't that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, anywho, our channel is now linked in our link tree. It's just called We Are the Bonk Bros, because I couldn't think of a weird, nice one. Yeah, We Are the Bonk. So, our first video should be up probably later today or tomorrow. It's just an intro to the channel, but go support it, follow us, and get ready, because as soon as we hit 1,000 followers, we will be going live. We just need to get access to live studio, and we will be going live, doing Monster Hunter, Roblox, all the fun stuff.
And I think Jackie wants to be an honorary bonk bro.
Oh yeah. Bonk.
Alright guys, so yeah, we will be Alright, so yeah, channel's up, link is in our description, in our link tree, and I guess we have to do our outro for this one.
Oh yeah.
And remember, keep bunking!
And yes, they are now trying to do some Twitch live streams. As far as I've seen, they've only done one, and it looks like they're mainly playing Roblox games, which if you don't know, Roblox is a like game for kids that's like community-made games in it. It's like a sandbox of sorts, like Gmod. A lot of preds get on there and talk to kids in-game and stuff like that. So Patrick playing it, especially games that are for little girls, like Dress to Impress, is kind of strange. And sorry to the teens and adult women who play Dress to Impress, but it is, of course, a mainly kids game. But on the stream, they also expose that they view the snark Reddit a lot, enough to where it is pinned on their Google. And so is ChatGPT, which is another hilarious thing. I think they also updated their merch store as well, so there's also that. I wonder what they're even using ChatGPT for nowadays, because they really don't have any update on their books anymore. They haven't updated on a new book in forever, and I feel like maybe he gave up on that. I'm not exactly sure. It's just like, what are you using it for? Because if you're using it for video ideas, you would be uploading more, but they don't. Maybe he tries to use it for some off-brand therapy to just, like, be told that he's in the right for, like, sleeping in the same bed as his daughter, allegedly. Job update. So, in their lives, it seems like Theresa said that she still works at fast food, and I think Patrick hinted at still working at the vape shop. But it was recently shown that Patrick might be working elsewhere, a place called Gordon Food Service, a food distribution place that provides food for restaurants, healthcare, and schools. They might have stores as well, where you can go pick up food, but they are questioning if it was a thrift store find or if it was actual work clothes. Patrick would be dumb enough to wear his work clothes on stream and then lie about it, which I think he has attempted to say that it was a thrift find, but there are some locations in Texas that he could be possibly working at too. Some people were kind of concerned due to, his hygiene or their lack of hygiene and how he shouldn't be around food or distributing it, but apparently Gordon Food Services does have a, huge thing regarding, hygiene. So he probably doesn't actually work there, or if he does, he's getting fired soon, which is a whole other conversation to have in a second. But you're all probably wondering, well, Hunter's probably too young to work, Theresa has a job at fast food, and it seems like right now, at the moment at least, Patrick has a job. What about Sarah? Sarah, on the other hand, has now made a new plan, and it is absolutely insane. She is now going to start her own ministry. She has a Facebook post talking about this, and it says this. Shout out to Mary Jean 0524 for this. If you don't know, she says, God's calling for you isn't always what you expected, or something like that. The perfect example for this, I want to be a SeaWorld trainer. I believe since I was about 17, that's what God wanted me to do. But the only thing was, nothing was happening for me to get there. I wasn't doing any schooling, mostly because it's expensive, but I think I knew deep down that it isn't what God wants. Well, hang on, we'll get to that. About a month ago, I started to realize I started seeing videos on TikTok of women's ministries. I was wanting to study the Bible more, I was wanting to pray more, I want to help young women facing backlash for not living up to society's standards. My calling is much higher. I'm not supposed to be a SeaWorld trainer, I'm supposed to spread his word to young women around the world. My calling is to lead a ministry where I can help young women with struggles they face. That is what God has called me to do, and not because he told me, because he showed me. So no callings are always spoken. Okay, so let's just go ahead and talk about the first part that I want to go over here. She says that, nothing was happening to get her there. You didn't take steps to do so. There are systems where she could have went to a community college, or she could have used FAFSA and stuff like that. She could have had financial aid for college, but she is lazy and decided not to do it. And also, considering their home life, she would have had such a big, FAFSA check come back to her. I'm very confident. And there's also other services inside of doing colleges, especially if you go to a community college. Most of them understand that, hey, you're a broke student. And maybe some universities as well. But they're like, okay, we'll give you as much help as possible so you can get your classes. Also, I don't know how much of it, I've talked about it multiple times, how much education it needed, but I don't think it would have been genuinely that difficult. Probably a few gen eds, of course, like every other spot needs, like the prereqs, and then going on to do some classes that take 1 or 2 years after the fact, right? But she's lazy, and she self-admitted saying, oh, it's because it's expensive. you could have started somewhere. You could have at least had an associate's and made yourself a little bit more expensive to hire. But I think I knew deep down that this isn't what God wants. You think? I think I knew. Like, I don't know. It's just a weird piece of wording there. Also, I feel like you should capitalize the Bible. She didn't do that here. Adding on saying, I want to help young women facing backlash for not living up to society's standards. This is not at all equivalent. You could say like bully victims or something like that, which is more common and more understandable, but in Sarah's situation, it is openly wrong. It is openly weird, and I don't understand why she is even talking like this. You know what I mean? She's acting like she's like not doing something incredibly weird. Like she's trying to make it seem like she isn't committing crimes, scamming people, and having a weird relationship with her father. She's acting like she's the victim of, like, being a weird introvert that, you know, whatever, that gets bullied or whatever. That's not the case here at all. And also, why does it have to be your own ministry? Why can you not just join one? There are several ministries in Texas. I checked. Okay, there are several ministries in Texas that she can go join, but she wants to start her own for whatever reason. They also talked about it on stream, and here's that.
Gold
Love
medals.
career, sorry, I felt like you'd see it in all caps. I'm working on studying the Bible and getting myself ready and prepared to start my own ministry.
Yeah, we've even got a couple courses in mind that will actually help her prepare directly for the type of ministry she wants to do.
Patrick talking about courses just automatically makes me sigh. Also, these courses are going to cost money, and like, you could just go to church and then join a ministry group, which I don't think ministry groups you don't get paid for. These are mainly non-profit organizations that, you know, or just like, not even that. Sometimes it's just like a little group, a little like community, like a book club of sorts for a lot, like, that's a weird way of putting it, I think, considering it's like religious, but it's essentially something like that. Something where you're not going to be making money. Like, why not just join a ministry? Why not learn from the people that have better knowledge of the Bible than you do instead of trying to, quote, teach yourself and go to these courses? Why not just go to church and, you know, go to a ministry, go to a women's meeting, go to a club for women about the Bible? And why is she not concerned at all about a relationship, growing up, or making her own money? Because this is something you do on the side. I don't think being a ministry or, like, owning one is a full-time thing. Also, what do you mean owning one? You don't really need your own building. You just need to be a part of a church and make one. Like I said, this is something that's completely a side gig that she is trying to make her own and profit off of. And now she's gonna, I guess, try to be a cult leader. With Sarah's behavior, she would be more of a cult leader than, you know, actually spreading the word of God, you know? I think this is all just a big, like, weird thing that isn't true at all. I feel like any person with an actual brain would go with the route that I said. Sarah also talked about her biggest fear, which is actually insane. By Goth Bunny B01 says, Sarah's, quote, biggest fear. In case y'all missed it, this needs to be shared. I laughed my butt off during the live tonight. Sarah was talking about her, quote, biggest fear being large bodies of water and with no land in sight. Someone said in chat her biggest fear is getting a driver's license. Laughing emoji, laughing emoji, laughing emoji, laughing emoji. And a job, and going to school, and supporting herself as a grown adult. It is so satisfying to see people call this nonsense of a family out on their nonsense. Not including Theresa and Hunter, they're a bunch of sick, predatory scammers. Frick 'em. And yes, this is true, and to be like, oh, I want to go out and be a SeaWorld trainer, then being like, oh, my biggest fear is like huge bodies of water with nothing inside, like no land. Seems kind of not like, although like in SeaWorld you're close to land like everywhere around you, it just still does not make the most sense to me. And the biggest question that I and many others had in the community for the longest time was about her following her dreams, and everyone really supported her wanting to go and be a SeaWorld trainer. Although the longer time went, the least likely and possible it was going to be actually something that happens. We still support her. We still want her to go do that if she truly wanted to. But that era and that, you know, dream is officially over, I guess. And also her talking about wanting to have a ministry and all this other stuff, is insane considering that she uses the Lord's name in vain. And here's that clip.
Sit back and just chill.
Oh, these goddamn nails.
Hey. Language.
This was minutes after her talking about the ministry. And some people in the community commented saying that she is all 7 deadly sins, which are pride, greed, lust, envy, gluttony, wrath, and sloth. And they really aren't wrong. And I think they are going to church, but they also said sometimes they just stay home and read their Bible. But you literally cannot trust them, so who really knows what is true and what is not? I feel like they probably don't go to church. And I would be truly so miserable if I was Sarah. She probably watches like nothing interesting or nothing funny or like anything good TV show or movie wise during the day. And with all 24 hours of the day she has, because she has no job, the few TikToks that she makes are actually so terrible that I have seen kids do better. I've seen literal children make more funny, interesting, entertaining content than these people have. She tries the literal oldest trends in the book with bad angles, camera quality, and lowest effort possible, and thinks that she deserves success. Then she uses God's name and then expects something in return for it. And then on top of that, uses the Lord's name in vain. She is in no position to ever be in a ministry. Well, or at least like be the head of one or start her own. She should join one and try to get help. But I think it's also another controlling thing, because, you know, people would realize, oh, this is a bad home life situation, we need to help her. And then Patrick gets caught, Patrick gets more heat and trouble in the actual real world. But yes, if I was Sarah, I would hate my life and myself and beg for jobs. Because I cannot go a day, I don't know about anyone else, I cannot go a day without doing something productive and not make money. There's no way I could sit around and just not be trying to make money somehow. Or whatever it may be, or not do something productive, like clean, or if I'm making videos, not, especially if I have all the hours of the day to make a video, especially ones that are, like, on vertical form, short form content, I'd be way better than her. It's actually insane and sad that she has IRL content, the easiest you can possibly do, and is terrible at it. She is not meant for the internet. Family update. During the live stream, Sarah mentioned that she played some games on Roblox with her cousin last year, and that's just an interesting thing I should mention before I got to the main thing, because you never really hear her talk about anyone else in that house. You never really hear her talk about other family members, like a cousin, aunt. Rarely do you hear about the grandmom, but there was also pictures, speaking of the grandmom, from a TikTok live that gave an idea of the living conditions of her grandma. And she, like, tries to show off her grandma's pets, or quote, Nana's pets. And let's look over these pictures. You can kind of see that, like, the trailer that they live in seems to be in pretty poor condition. Possibly a lot of water on the ground, or on the floor at least, and buckets laying around, I guess, to catch leaks or something. And then also you can see the outside of the trailer, which is completely tarnished, and you can see that it also affects the inside as well. That, where the color of the blinds is completely like rotted with cigarette smoke. Either way, it just really shows that like they are probably from poverty, which I think is probably obvious considering how they live and how they're so careless about everything. But like those living conditions are kind of insane, not gonna lie. I don't mean to poor shame anyone either, but like, I don't know. More accounts found. There have been more accounts found against them. One of them are more known, I think I've talked about, but the names on the accounts I wanted to know, as I never noticed it till now. The names I'm going to be talking about come from their Monster Hunter channel or whatever, their bonkbro / Monster Hunter channel, and they use the aliases Zach and Adoiser, or something like that. Maybe these names can be found on other sites, but I didn't want to note it because maybe they do use the other names Zach and Adoiser, or however you want to say that. I wonder why they use these aliases at all and not their actual names. I wonder if they can be linked to anything else online. You can also find their other accounts, like, you know, their Roblox accounts. And you know that Adoiser is Patrick because there is an account called Miss Adoiser, which, you know, assumingly is, you know, Theresa's account. And MoLife_27X says, I'm convinced Theresa has no access to money. Okay, this is random, but the fact that they all bought Robux to pay for avatars and outfits and poses, etc., but left Theresa with a noob avatar that's worth $0. It says a lot. Theresa is the first picture, then Patrick, then Sarah, then Hunter. And it is kind of like insane that, yeah, she just gets nothing. She didn't even try to customize it with anything free either, which is also weird. With the @Lord Lytle. And it's kind of weird that Sarah's is so lolly-like. I don't know. That's the best way I can describe it. It is very interesting. You can tell that she has the most money on her account. Another X-rated account was also possibly found under the Ariella Brigman name. This spot is called Fap Bar. I have no idea what this is, but apparently it's like a TikTok-esque or laid out like short form or vertical form content site or app. I don't really know. I haven't used this before, but all of you all, go to your niche goon sites and look up Ariella Brigman and see if anything pops up. This person by the name of DadDaughterDreamTeam says, I keep seeing a lot of comments that say Patrick and Sarah probably are making money on sites that we don't even know about. Other than TikTok, I never see anyone talking about this. Did we not know? Did we forget? Because they definitely are or have been on those sites trying to make money. Patrick is a vile man. And yeah, I don't know what to expect from this. And it looks like there was an account made possibly, but just no content on it anymore. But like I said, go to your goon sites and look up Ariella Brigman and see if they're there. Getchell family misuse copyright system. It seems like somehow the Getchell family have been able to get posts taken down from Reddit under the copyright rules. I don't know how easy it is to misuse this system, as YouTube's used to be pretty easy, and it used to be a huge deal and a big problem, and I think maybe you can possibly misuse it a little bit to this day, but they're starting to misuse it, at least on Reddit, and this could become a big issue. Some people talked about this already. I think only one person has been victim of this though, and it's kind of weird that it's on Reddit of all places, and there's been other people reporting or commenting on this post saying that, oh, I've been reported for other reasons like harassment and bullying for my comment on a post, or my post has been took down for reports and stuff like that. Silencing people will not stop them from talking about you though, to be honest. It only makes you look worse, and they will talk more about you. It only fuels them to try to ruin your career or destroy it even more. Some are saying to put them on kiwi farms, which apparently would really bury them, as that site supposedly has a toxic fan base. I'm surprised they're not on there already, and I don't think anyone in this community is really going to kind of start that fire, because this is the equivalent of like the shot heard around the world, as whenever they get their own kiwi thread or whatever, they are probably also going to like have a huge amount of hate, more than they ever have before. But it would make them more mainstream and would possibly finally end their time online. And I think the first person that does it is a revolutionist, and also possibly help stop them for once and for all. But I don't know. It's bound to happen, I feel, than him getting on kiwi farms, but I just don't know when. I don't know how common it is for people to make new threads like that on that site, or what. But I think this might cause a bit more issues afterwards, maybe. But yeah, if the Getchell family does this, like they continue to try to get people's posts taken down and cause problems elsewhere, there's going to be other sources of the internet that people will go to that are way worse. So, yeah, I'm just saying. Do you think anyone's going to make a Kiwi Farms thread on them soon? I'm very curious. Responses. After multiple times saying that they were done responding to haters like all lolcows do, they do the exact same thing they said they were done with. The first video that I'm going to show starts with them with copyright music, of course. It's a song with the words, quote, "We're soaring, we're breaking free," which lasts way too long, by the way, because usually if you, like, quote a song in this type of way that they were, you don't use it for, like, 30 seconds like they did. That's a little bit of an exaggeration, but it felt that long.
Well, I guess that says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
We're breaking free
Yep.
from all of the hate. And honestly, it's about time.
Yeah, we've been just dancing around this for a long time, and it's time we just stop caring.
Yeah, we started out not caring, and then we let it get us down. We deleted our channel. Well,
Twice.
Thought we deleted our channel once, and we deleted our channel again. Everything just kept weighing us down.
And then we just stopped posting outright. Didn't even delete the channel, just stopped posting.
Yeah, and it's like, we're done. So, yes, that song fits this situation perfectly.
Yeah, it does.
So, there you have it, folks. The Dream Team has broken free.
Yep.
And
we're here to stay. We ain't going anywhere ever again.
Yep. Daily posting is back. And
Yep.
Seeing the dance today.
Yeah.
We had our first live, and now we're just gonna keep going.
And there's a very adorable Jackie video coming soon.
Very adorable. Very adorable. Like the most adorable thing ever.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess keep watching.
Yep.
And haters keep commenting, keep pushing our videos out because we love the views and the money. So anyway,
move forward because your arm was blocking me.
Anyway, until next time, remember, stay positive and have an amazing day.
Next one is just of Sarah herself responding to pregnant allegations, where she also talks about how she isn't looking for a relationship anytime soon.
This rumor stops now. And the fact that it's women spreading it is absolutely unacceptable. Every single one of you that has posted this should be ashamed of yourself. I am not pregnant, nor have I ever been pregnant. There's literally zero chance of that happening anytime soon. I'm not even in a relationship right now, nor am I looking for one anytime soon. Plus, I will not be getting pregnant until I am married, and that is a long way off. This is just another story that people are making up for clout and views at my expense. Normally, I would just laugh it off, but people are actually believing this. Seriously, what is wrong with you? So anyone asking the question, are you pregnant, or making any comment about me being pregnant, will be instantly and permanently blocked from this page and my page. No questions asked. That's all I have to say on the matter. I will not be answering any more questions about this, and as I said, if it's mentioned by anyone, they will be blocked. I hope I have made myself abundantly clear. Now, until next time, remember to stay positive and have an amazing day.
Using marriage values, then going right back to cussing is insane to me, to be honest. It was not even that long of a video. Within minutes, if even, you went from, oh, Christian value, to, oh, let me cuss up a storm. It's also sad giving the context that she doesn't even want to look for someone to date anytime soon, which I think is kind of a lie, and my reasoning, which I forgot to actually add in here, but I'll go ahead and talk about it now. You'll see later in another segment, Sarah is kind of just at an age where she is obviously kind of miserable being at home. You'll see her be a little bit more bored, a little bit more like zoned out in some of her live streams with her dad, which I don't know if I've already shown or not, but either way, like, she's just at a point in her life where she obviously is just kind of overall like done with her parents. She wants to be moved out and stuff like that, and I think it's more obvious. Even with like her weird obsession with her dad, I still feel like at a little bit that she would rather like try something new, maybe try out an actual man that isn't her father, maybe, you know, try, you know, living on her own, because she sits there, she's zoned out, and I guess she has these like moments of like showing her true self, her true depressed about her situation self. And that's kind of what I'm talking about here, because you'll see it. She hates her mom, she doesn't really like her brother, she only really cares about the dad, if anyone, and she still does look miserable. And I think that's something very important to call out. I think that, you know, she's kind of lying here whenever she says she's not looking, not that, like, I think that she wants a relationship with someone. I think she's wanting to look and be social with other people, because, especially like I talked about earlier, I'd be miserable if I was her. I'd be miserable just sitting there, not doing anything, no social interaction at all, just sitting in, like, my house all day, depressed, not doing anything productive. And the few things I do productive are so terrible because I have no actual want to do them, and I'm forced by someone else to do it. That's why I think that she for sure, really, truly does want to get out of there and does want a relationship, possibly. Because some of her actions say otherwise. Some, you know, some of them are like, oh, well, she's still obsessed with her dad, and then other times it's like, well, she's depressed, she actually wants to get out of there. And it's super hard to say which one it is at times, but I think it is a mix of both emotions. I wonder if there is a good Christian man that would genuinely, like, love Sarah, or, like, try to save her from this, and what would happen if he attempted to do so. But her being in her early or mid-20s and saying this isn't looking good, or, quote, it will be a long time from now. Like, isn't time kind of running out for you? And isn't it going to be extremely difficult given you don't have a job or get any social interaction? Not even on phone, apparently. Next is a weird and disturbing one from Patrick defending his actions.
Who do you want to be? Do you want to be the guy or girl who just lets everybody else determine their life? Or do you want to be the person that takes control of your life? Guys, with the internet, it is so easy to fall into the trap of trying to be like everybody else. Okay? You see our comment section. Everybody say, this is not normal. This is not. There is no normal, people. Each family, each person is different. And so are you. Don't let normal determine your existence. Don't worry so much about what other people think of you. Do what you feel is right. Do what you want to do. Because that is all we can do. You know, I spent a lot of time just thinking, oh, how can I change to make people like me again? How can I be different? What can I do differently? What did I do wrong? The point is, I didn't do anything wrong. And, you know, the internet will tell you over and over again that it's wrong, or it's not normal, or, oh, you shouldn't be doing that, or you shouldn't be doing that. Tell them all. Seriously. I am who I am, and I'm going to be who I am, and if people don't like it, oh well, that is the attitude you need to have. And it sounds wrong. It sounds like, oh, that's arrogant, and that's, you know, all this. No. You are who you are. You know who you are, so be who you are. Don't worry about what they want. Only worry about what you know in your heart is right. So, until next time, remember, stay positive, be who you are, and have an amazing day.
How do you defend your actions by saying, quote, there's no such thing as normal? Yes, there is. That's why the word and standard exists, is because normalcy exists. It's so strange. He also makes another response regarding an incident that happened on one of their TikTok live streams. To give context before I show the clips, it looks like Theresa was left alone with the TikTok live, and Patrick gets mad for Theresa reading the comment section of the TikTok live. And I think some of the people were talking about, like, do you know what your husband was doing on Litrotica and stuff like that? And it seems like, you know, she was reading that. And Patrick gets aggressive, like, kind of verbally a little bit. He's like, why are you reading comments? And stuff like that. Gets in front of the camera and makes her leave. And then after that gives excuses to why afterwards. First, here are all the clips.
Why are you staring at comments?
I'm not, I'm reading my. Whoops.
You know, you two need to do a husband and wife photo shoot. Alright. We're nowhere near the goal, so don't worry.
Good.
My turn. What's the goal?
The star maps.
Yeah, if she gets 20, we have to do the chicken banana then. Oh, God.
Alright guys, I will see you later. I'm going back in the other room. Bye. Guys, Mom was getting tired. That's why he advised her to leave, so that she wouldn't fall asleep on camera.
Yeah, unfortunately, she's slightly iron deficient. So
Yeah. But she's got iron supplements she's taking, so she's all good.
Then here's his response.
Good evening, everybody. I need to apologize to all of our fans that were in the live tonight. Our trolls got way out of control. They started spamming comments at Theresa when she was here alone, and she really didn't know how to handle it because it was stupid and crazy. I do apologize, and that was unacceptable of them to put Theresa in that position. After that, they proceeded to spam hundreds of comments, and I'm not even going to repeat the comments here. And you won't see them in these comments either because everything from that specific comment has been filtered from our comments, both on our TikTok as well as on our live. Okay? We're not going to let these people continue to hijack our lives. Okay? We will do everything in our power to get them blocked. Those that we can't block because they're sending hundreds of comments, we will add the words to our filters and they will disappear from sight and nobody will ever see them again. I do apologize that we allowed it to get out of control. That will not happen again. It was a little much. We finished our live. We did our 2 hours like we always do. We didn't let it stop us. But yeah, no. That was unacceptable. And I do apologize that we allowed that to happen. We will not be allowing that to happen anymore. I will be more diligent about adding filters to our comments for live as well as TikTok, because you guys that come here to watch us, enjoy, send us gifts, and all this love that you keep sending us, you don't deserve to see all that. And honestly, neither does Theresa. So we will be more diligent in the future. I do apologize that that was allowed to get through. It won't happen again. Honestly, that's all I can do. So please, from the bottom of my heart, I apologize. We allowed that to get out of control. We should have ended the live right there and put the comment filters on and came back Wednesday and did it. But we wanted to finish our 2 hours. We wanted to try and finish with our fans. But with all those comments coming in, we couldn't see the real comments. So, as I said, I apologize that we allowed that to get out of control. It will not happen again. I promise you. We will get a handle on that. Our trolls are not going to hijack our live ever again. We will keep them under control. So, thank you all for all your support, and we appreciate your continued support. And until next time, remember, stay positive and have an amazing day.
People have also been making their names on TikTok, certain like phrases or like certain things like Sarah Stinks or the shower or whatever, to troll them as well. Also, people were like spamming comments calling Patrick a PDF. So there was that as well. It's weird that he apologizes for something that really wasn't an uproar. It kind of was on the Reddit, but like it wasn't like incredibly insane. But it's more of like a slight concern, if anything. But I think it's mainly because he was trolled so much on that live stream. There's also other moments that I will get into later that are creepy, that are of him getting trolled or getting upset. But again, I do want to add those at the end of the video because those are kind of repeating segments, and I want to get through all the new stuff first. New apartment. Apparently, they are now officially moving into a new apartment. They announced it in a rehearsed TikTok, and here it is.
God is so good. We are so fortunate.
Yes, we are. We just found out that we have been approved for an actual apartment.
Yes. After 4 years trying to get eviction off of our records and build our credit up a little bit, we've finally been able to be approved for an apartment. Not that this place is any worse or anything like that.
No, it's still a great place to live, but we need more than what we have here.
I will have an actual oven
Mm-hmm.
and a real stove.
And a dishwasher. I don't have to hand wash dishes anymore. With the meals he cooks, sometimes it takes me 2 hours to do the dishes. Now I can just throw them in the dishwasher and it does it for me.
We'll be able to do laundry.
Oh my god, I don't have to spend $20 to do laundry every week.
And go out.
And have to I have to come home and then 5 minutes later I have to leave again because it only takes 20 minutes.
So, yes, there's going to be a lot of really good things about this. We'll be able to film in the apartment a lot more.
Yeah.
There won't be any distinguishing features that we need to hide.
And it's a 3-bedroom, so everybody will have their own room.
Right. Yes, that's good. We won't have to. Mommy and I won't have to sleep in the living room anymore.
I know, right?
Amazing.
She's so happy about that.
So yes, it is going to be amazing, and a lot of it is thanks to y'all.
Yes.
The support that we get from you has pushed us forward, and we're so thankful for that.
I don't think we would be in this position if it wasn't for you guys.
Yeah. So thank you all so much for your continued support. This TikTok is going to help us reach even higher heights. First an apartment.
Eventually we'll have a house.
Yeah. First the apartment, then our own house, then our dream home, vacations, lots of fun stuff.
Yeah.
And we're going to get there because of your support, and we're so thankful. We're so grateful.
We are.
So, anywho, we will see you all on live tonight, and I'm sure everybody's going to want to ask questions about the apartment.
And that's fine. We're willing to answer.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about it a lot. So, anyway, that's then. This is now. But thank you all so much for your support, and continue to support us. Watch our videos, like, share,
comment.
Yeah, come in our lives, like our lives, share our lives, all the stuff. So
repost.
Yes. So we still got our Cameo up if you want a personalized video. We still got our merch store up. Go check out the Bonk Bros channel that we just launched.
Yeah, Hunter's very excited.
Yes. So anyway, until next time, remember, stay positive and have an amazing day.
They added admitting that they have bad credit and even have an eviction notice on their record. I don't know when the eviction was, but I feel like in their case it should stay on their record or it will come back pretty soon. Or in a new eviction. Because if they really cared, then Sarah would be forced to work and make sure that they never get into that position again. They also say oh, the conditions of where we live are great, but we just want to move or whatever. Which isn't really true at all, as there have been many reports of there being a lot of crime in the area and in that exact complex that they're in. Substances also being everywhere in this area too. They also try to thank the fans, saying it was because of them they were able to do this, but this really isn't the case, and I hope that they aren't really relying on the money from the internet to keep them afloat when their record is on the line as well, on top of everything else. They could be banned, fall off, or anything else. A lot could happen to where, the internet money dries up, or the internet money is a lot lower randomly for whatever reason. You cannot rely on the internet for money, especially them, and especially people in their situations. They also have a slip-up in that video admitting Sarah and Patrick sleep in the same bed, allegedly. On the live stream, Sarah says that their apartment will cost $16.50 a month, which is insane, I'm not gonna lie.
How much does a 3-bedroom apartment run around there? Well, ours is $16.50 a month.
But also, I think they live near one of the bigger cities, like the Dallas area, or something like that. Or it's one of those cities, but either way, a lot of people, including me, don't think they will be able to afford it or that this will last long, as they have reptiles, a dog, and only 2 people working jobs that who truly knows how much they get paid. I don't know if the pay increases because they are in Dallas or whatever. That's a possibility, but I mean, one person works fast food and the other is at a vape shop. That might close down soon because of laws that keep getting passed. So you know, that they could possibly, like, lose half of their income or whatever chunk Patrick's would be in an instant. They also claim that they are not moving to the projects, and here's that.
Oh, no, guys, you misunderstood me. I was not judging you if you use Section 8. I was just simply saying we don't. Like, if you need that, then by all means do it. Like, I don't judge anybody who goes off of government assistance. I just said that we don't use that. I wasn't judging you if you do.
I'm actually glad that the programs are out there for people. My family had to use that when I was a kid.
Which is also a possibility that I don't know why they wouldn't take. I think that they should go to the projects if they truly want to have a home or somewhere to live. I don't know. Maybe they got rejected from the projects. Animal update. After a lot of concern for the reptiles, some even thinking they have passed away, they have recently shown at least bearded dragon on a recent TikTok. Enclosures have also been recently shown as well, which still look pretty small considering the size of all the animals, but they moved away from the tubs that they were using previously, which were also mainly closed, by the way, or I think completely closed, I can't remember. They also responded with people saying that Jackie needs a yard to be in, as a comment said that exactly. And they respond saying, she goes to the dog park pretty much every day. She's at the park with us when we film videos. She goes for walks twice a day, multiple bathroom breaks a day. She doesn't need a yard. Thanks to X-Traffle for having the screenshot and post. They add on saying, we all know this is a lie, by the way. They definitely do not get out as much as they say. This is so unfair for Jackie. I wonder if their new empowerment will allow dogs, or if they will rehome her and we'll suddenly never see Jackie in videos. Why are their responses always so disgusting and snotty? And it is kind of insane that they say she doesn't need a yard. I don't know. You could have just responded saying that, like, she goes out often. We take her out often. Like, the last part really ruined it. They always find a way to ruin their posts. It's actually insane. Patrick also made another cooking episode where he makes Jackie's food, which is another very bad financial decision from them. Because as you can see, it's one of those more expensive, soft, like, I guess you cook it-ish dog meals or whatever that are pretty expensive. And I'm all for letting your dogs eat good sometimes, or all the time if you can afford it. But these people obviously cannot afford it, as they beg for money on live streams, and they turn around and use it in situations like this. And they're also very, like, excited to see their tax return, which, I mean, it's a lot of money, but, like, they're more desperate for it than most people would be. I would say them being forced to make videos on their animals and treating them good for a moment of time is at least something positive you can get out from this, but this is, like, bare minimum. And, like I said, it's not a great decision for them to be spending all this money on a dog, or even have animals in the first place, given their financial situation. I think these animals need to be rehomed instantly. They could also sell them on Facebook Marketplace and, like, get a good amount of money. Get a little nest egg or whatever. I hate that term, but, like, that's the only one I can think of off the top of the dome. Plagiarism. They recently shown on a begging live stream of theirs the cover of their Firebound Harmony book that supposedly Patrick made himself. And here it is. This is apparently something stolen from another Reddit post, as thanks to Magenta Hearts for saying this was posted on another sub 6 hours ago. I was scrolling on Reddit while watching their live, and I saw this post in the r/crycut sub. A crycut is a tool for crafting. This was posted 6 hours ago, and it looks quite familiar. It has to be someone connected to them, right? Looking at the OP's history original posters, some posts seem to indicate it's not them, but somehow who is as gross as them. I also can't see them getting one of these crafting machines and figuring out how to use it. This post won't let me add the link to that post, but I will include it in the comments below, or if you can find it on r/crycut. And as you can see, it looks very, very much familiar to, you know, the artwork shown here. Although I do like the Crycut post more than I do the actual, like, book cover. I think they're both just not that great. There's also another allegation of plagiarism where Sarah used the same exact name as an already popular content creator on Facebook, as there's already a personal blog, Life with Sarah account, that has 146,000 followers on Facebook. And people are saying like, hey, you're probably copying, you know, this other person. And it's so hypocritical that the people that misuse the copyright system and like, one, a lot of their videos on their account are like stuff that on YouTube would get copyright claimed or even struck. Maybe not struck, but like, you know, it'd get blocked in some countries because it got claimed because they mainly use music. They mainly use other people's content, and they use generative AI for, you know, the cover their book. They use AI for, you know, their entire book and a lot of stuff that they do. So I just don't understand why, like, these people, it's just a really big hypocritical thing that you can call out, that the same people that are using the copyright system to take down other people's videos criticizing them, or a Reddit post, I guess, in this situation, are also the same exact people who are using copyrighted music in all of their content, or would get claimed immediately on YouTube, and also using AI and other ways of just not being original or transformative at all themselves. And also on top of that, being plagiaristic, which, you know, it's kind of in a way similar. A Getchell Family Valentine's Day 2026 edition. This year, not a lot was done other than one Facebook post and a TikTok from Patrick himself, but the post reads this. A lot has changed in the last 24 years, but one thing that has remained the same since the day I met you, Theresa Getchell, I love you more than anything. You are the other half of my soul. You are the most gentle, kind, and sweet woman I have ever known. I have loved you since I first saw your beautiful smile. I will love you till the day I die, and even beyond that, as we sit by a lake in heaven just enjoying each other's company. You have always been there to cheer me up, cheer me on, and love me no matter what. We have been through fun times and tough ones, together through it all. You were my very first Valentine, and you are my only Valentine forever. So did he not have any dating history prior to Sarah? Or prior to... I meant to Theresa. What? I meant to Theresa, my bad. I'm tired and my throat pause is nearly gone. No matter what comes next in our lives, I know we will face it together, and we can conquer anything when we are together. I love you, my sweet honeysuckle. Several red heart emojis, an excessive amount, and showing the classic old picture of Patrick whenever he was a youngin', who looks like a creep. And then, of course, is that Sarah in the middle? How old's Sarah? This looks like a... What happened through the years? That's insane. Theresa looks like the exact same, though. It's kind of insane. And the TikTok I can't really show because it's just a compilation of Patrick and Theresa together with his song in the background for her. It's not... Like, nothing else happened here, really. It wasn't eventful. He was probably too busy celebrating it with Sarah in the woods. The proposal. For whatever reason, Patrick decided to propose to Theresa. Again? This was an awful watch, but you gotta see it at least once. And just, there's some other stuff that is as painful as this. And I have to watch it like 3 times while making the video, so you can watch it once, okay? Don't complain. Or actually do complain about how bad and cringe it is in the comments. But here it is.
Okay, we're coming. We're coming. Hold on. Hold on.
Ready?
Alright, go.
Okay. Can you guys hear me? Can they hear me?
Hold on, we gotta wait for the comments to come through. Yes, they can hear you.
Okay. Theresa. My sweet tea. My honeysuckle. This has been a long time coming. Okay? Mm-hmm. Hey, you put up with me for nearly 25 years. Mm-hmm. I never got a chance to do this before because we just went straight from being girlfriend, boyfriend to being engaged to being married at fast. Mm-hmm. So I never got to do this before. So it has been 24 wonderful years, and I love you so much.
Oops. Oops, technical difficulty. Hold on, hold on, hold on.
You dropped the receiver?
I did, I dropped it. Hold on. Oh gosh. No, I can't get back in.
Technical difficulties. Hold on.
Oh gosh. Just leave it out. We'll use the standard microphone.
I got it.
Okay. Alright, so it has been 24 wonderful years. You are my best friend. You are my greatest supporter, my biggest fan, and I have loved every single second of my life with you. So, I want to ask you if you would agree to spend the next 25 years with me and beyond, and be my wife for the rest of our lives.
Thank you, Libby. I love you.
Love you too.
Thank you.
Now you got me crying.
I love that. That is so pretty.
Hang on. I need this. I need your left hand.
Wait.
Yeah.
Oh, I think you're gonna have to. Ow. You have to get a bigger size.
I'm about to get sized up.
Let's give him a close-up view of the ring. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Oh,
have to have it
let me see if I
sized up, but we can do that.
Yeah.
So we'll get that sized up.
Thank you.
That was so sweet.
Sarah messes up on purpose in the middle of the intimate moment between her dad and her mom. That's actually insane. That's insane levels of electro complex. There was other posts on Reddit showing that they treat Theresa poorly, and how whenever Patrick gave her attention instead of Sarah, she would get mad and annoyed, and she would show on camera multiple times, like, she would look upset, she would look annoyed, she would get annoyed. They would talk over each other, like Sarah was just mean to her mom on live stream, and they always are. And there's also, I think there was a clip in here somewhere of someone snoring, and they were like, does that remind you of someone? They don't say who, but it's either Hunter or Theresa, unless they're talking about one or the other. And it seemed like more in a mocking way, like two bullies or something like that, you know?
Keep tapping that screen. Come on, let's get
Probably
some more.
won't get it before we end the first hour, but can we complete this live goal?
Yeah, come on, guys. Give us some more hand hearts. Come on,
I
guys.
have not
let's
read
go.
any Frida McFadden books, but I want to.
Keep those gifts coming. If you can.
I'm with
If you
Sarah.
can't,
Yeah, well,
that's
it's getting
okay.
close to the end of the pay week, so people probably
Yeah.
don't have money.
That's okay. If you can't, that's okay. We understand.
Yeah. Can I say something?
Sure.
Go ahead. Guys, if you want to accept Jesus in your heart, repent for all the sins you did, and read Romans 10, 9, and 10, and go with it. You heard it here from Mom. When I was working at another place, I actually witnessed that because I actually helped them.
Yeah, someone she was working with was having a tough time, and she told them exactly that.
And then the next day, she came to me and says, I feel so much better. Thank you so much for that.
And it's like, that wasn't me. That was all him. That wasn't me.
I had an experience at another fast food restaurant too. So my regular customers that I had, his wife didn't come in for like a couple weeks because she was really sick. So I stopped what I was doing. I walked over to him. I prayed with him. And the next day she came in and she ran up to me and gave me a big hug and said, thank you for praying over me. Thank you for praying over my husband to make me get better.
Mom's a prayer warrior.
Yeah, I am. All right, guys. I just wanted to tell you guys that because I felt good about myself those 2 times I did that. It was all him helping me.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
But the ring appears to be another cheap one from Walmart or wherever, and people are saying they got a size down on purpose so Sarah could have it herself, and I could definitely see that. There's a clip of them talking about their time together where he possibly is like gaslighting her about their history, and here's that.
Before I did.
No, I started work that day. You were a crew trainer when I started it.
Oh yeah. So yeah, it was his first day because he just started, and he was a manager and I was the crew trainer, and I saw him coming through, and I was in drive-through.
I didn't become a manager until well after that. I started out.
Yeah, but you had a manager shirt on.
No, I didn't. I started out at the bottom, sweetheart.
Not that I can remember. But anyways, yeah.
It was a long time ago.
It was,
But anyway.
it was a long time ago. But anyways, so he came in. I was working drive-through, and
it's hard to tell stories when there's comments coming through.
Yeah, don't worry about the comments.
Just don't focus on this, just tell the story. I'll handle the comments. Just tell the story.
So, I was in drive-through, like I said, and he come walking through to get ready to start, and I said, "Hi, how are you?" Smile, it's okay. And thank you for the heart me.
Thank you for the string lights.
He smiled, and he fell in love with my smile, and so that's how we met.
And the rest is history.
And the rest is history. I was going through a bad relationship, and he helped me through it.
And he said you do have a nice smile.
Thank you.
How long did you work there?
I think I was there for 3 years, I think.
What year was it? It was 2001 because you had me in 2002. Wasn't it?
No.
Was it 2001?
No. It was way before that.
No, that was 2001.
Was?
Yeah. August 2001 is when I started. I'm more than that.
Oh.
Because remember, it was only a couple months later that Sarah was conceived.
Yeah.
And then we were married in 2001. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, guys, we're not going to go into detail about her past relationship, but let's just say it was an abusive relationship. That's just not something we want to talk about.
Yeah, no.
We prefer to stay positive. 2001 doesn't feel like that long ago.
I know,
Trust
it doesn't
me, I'm 23. I know.
It does.
Some posts call out Patrick for lying in past interviews about them. The Scammy Award says another lie from Pat during the Hannah interview unlocked. I don't know if anyone else caught this, but during the interview with Hannah, she asked about the rings with Pat and Theresa, and he gave the answer that they had rings at one point and they had to sell them for money because they didn't have any. But then last night we got a completely different story, basically saying that he never proposed and that they just got married at Townfall or whatever, so they never had rings to begin with. That's what it sounds like to me. So are we saying that what we told Hannah during the interview was a lie and there was never any rings to begin with? I know you're reading this, Pat, so let me know. And yeah, it's kind of good that people call out some of these smaller lies, and I do remember that myself. You know, he did say that, like, yeah, we sold the rings for money. Sarah brought it up or something. And this was overall really cringe and kind of useless, especially since it wasn't the ring size, like her ring size at all. I guess he did it because everyone talks about how bad Sarah and Patrick both treat Theresa. So he's like, oh, well, I'll just do like a proposal thing or whatever for her birthday to make her feel special on camera or whatever. It was stupid. Getchell family cringe moments. There's a few to show since they have been streaming. There's a lot more than usual. It's not just like from TikToks or whatever. It's them from like actual live streams during their begathons. Either way, a lot of weird fake laughing and a lot of weird moments on stream, and here's that.
Stupider and stupider as we go.
Yeah.
Sorry. Normally we don't respond to idiots, but I just had to. I couldn't help it.
More like she forcing Dad. He literally admitted it, like, what? You don't understand what a joke is.
Oh my god, I didn't know there were stupid people that stupid in this world anymore, but apparently there is. Oh wait, never mind, Reddit. Oh my god. Sorry.
Keep loving your dad, girl. I miss mine so.
There's literally 11 new posts.
You're joking. Oh my god.
They've been so starving for attention and so starving for content that they had to make 11 posts, and they're all stupid.
I was wondering what that was. Someone said my dog accidentally hit the keyboard and typed random numbers.
And the funny thing about it is, it doesn't even matter.
No. My favorite Pokemon is Sylveon.
I'll tell her about that after. I'm not saying that out loud.
Hello, everybody.
Oh God, it's Theresa. Run! No, I'm kidding.
I have something to show you guys that I forgot to show you the other day. Yes, really.
Really? You have to show that?
Yes. Excuse me,
Jackie,
Jackie.
be careful of the tripod, honey.
Excuse me, honey.
Move
your foot.
Move out the way.
Get out the way, kid.
Move out the way, girl.
See what I got from my lovely husband?
That was her Valentines
My sweet
gift.
cuddle bear gave that to me. It's pretty and I love it. Now I'm going to put it, whoops,
Careful.
behind here.
Oh, so
So you
everybody
guys
can
can see it.
Can you not snore so loudly?
Remind you of anybody?
How did you get it to go to a printed version?
Actually, KDP, Amazon KDP, which is Kindle Direct Publishing. All you do is upload your cover and the inside of your book, your manuscript, and they will format it and make sure it's formatted for print, and they will print it on demand. So anytime somebody orders a book, they print the book and send it to them. If somebody orders 10 books, they print 10 books and send to them. No books are printed unless they're ordered. It's print on demand. So it didn't cost us anything except for the editing. Didn't cost us anything to upload to Amazon. And then of course the ebook is just there.
I think I'm saying this right, but Clea asked, "What's your best advice as a father?"
Honestly, it's there's no cookie cutter build. Know your kids. Each child is different in what they need and what you need to, how they learn, their personality. So it's hard to be, just one way as a father. Sarah, I raised Sarah differently than, so we connect on different things than I connected with Sarah on. Just love your kids. Love your kids and raise them the best way you can. The most important thing is show by example.
Yeah, Sadie said that's a hard question as a mother too. Us parents just wing it.
Kids don't come with instruction manuals.
Yeah.
I wish they did. Seriously. But they don't.
Really?
I can't even hear it.
I can.
Well, you're just weird. But yeah, no, parenting is messy. Parenting is difficult. Parenting is probably one of the hardest jobs in the world, but it's also one of the most rewarding. So
what do you do if you ever get writer's block?
That's a hard question because I usually go to Sarah and let her read what I've written so far and then figure out where she would go from there. And that usually, she usually does the same thing with me.
Yeah. Apparently, live announcement is necessary because we only have over 400 people here.
Well, that's because our live is still restricted. It hasn't lifted yet. So the people that left,
She is an adult, so you've done great.
Well, when I feel down about me as a parent, and the job I did, I just have to look at the kids. Like an incredible job with her because she is an absolute amazing person. I couldn't have asked for a better daughter.
Oh, you're sweet. Very true, Patrick. Parenting is one of the hardest jobs. I have an 11-year-old. Question for Sarah. Would you ever work at a cute preschool? Kids would love you. I would, but I don't have a degree. I'm pretty sure you have to be licensed to work at a preschool. What's the picture of me as a baby with my grandpa and my mom at the bottom? Linny says I'm amazing.
Are you though?
I don't think I am.
Oh yeah, I know you like to think you are. You like to think a lot of things.
Well, apparently I don't need a license to work at a daycare. Well, if I had one near me, I would, so.
A daycare?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's better than a night care.
Gosh. Jordy, I am 23.
Jackie Boo. Joy baby.
Should turn it on.
Yeah. Looks like she was chasing something in her dreams.
Hello, everybody.
She snuck up on you.
Jump scare.
Thank you, Katie, for the chilies.
And that's the way it should be for everybody.
In fact, I have a friend online who is African American, and it doesn't matter to me. Like, I don't see color. I don't see race. I don't see sexuality.
Yeah, it's yeah, like I said.
The one with Theresa was supposed to go in her section, but it's so painful to watch that I truly just had to leave it here. And I bet if Sarah has a black friend, Patrick hates it. But she never talks about her friends either, so I just don't believe anything. She never talks about friends, outings, plans, or anything. So I never believe her regarding anything of a social interaction with any soul outside. Someone also gave a recap of one of their live streams, and it sums it up. And there's like another one as well. Shout out to X-Traffle for this one as well, saying this is a list of their live today. Let me know if I missed anything. Patrick and Hunter are making their own TikTok account together. They'll also be live streaming video games, which I think they've already done. I don't know if their TikTok page is up yet, but they had one in the past. Patrick claims he's never been drunk in his entire life. That's cap, supposedly. Patrick asked Theresa what she wants for her birthday dinner annoyingly. They absolutely refuse to show their reptiles. They're obviously insanely mistreated if still alive. He used fake childish voice from Sarah, constantly thanking the gifters. Usual fake childish voice from Sarah, constantly thanking gifters. Talked about which Disney movies and shows they like better. High School Musical or Hannah Montana. I don't know why Patrick is so invested in Disney stuff that involves Patrick also said he only plays Roblox games. Again, weird for a man his age. That is very weird and creepy. I think that, like, you know, there's, like, Roblox has a lot of games, but it is a children's place. It's a woman and children's area. There is no reason for a grown man to be on Roblox like that, especially one with his past and history. I would stay away from Roblox just so people didn't have that talking point against me. Their live tomorrow will feature Sarah and Theresa because it's Theresa's birthday. Sarah refers to her mom a lot as, quote, Theresa when reading comments about Theresa, and she literally can just say mom. If someone comments about Patrick by name, Sarah always refers to him as dad. Sarah claims they're live streaming in her room. She doesn't have one. Sarah claims she doesn't know what a septum piercing is, which just is a lie. There's no way she's that sheltered. She has a phone. Unless Patrick is taking away the phone after posting for the day, there's no way. Okay, there's no way you don't know what a septum piercing is. Patrick doesn't work for Gordon Food Services. Apparently he thrifted the shirt. Sarah's clothing style is apparently modest but still cute. Her words. Sarah's weird behavior whenever Hunter enters the live. Theresa entered the live when Patrick left to go help Hunter with something, and Sarah seemed annoyed in some parts. A lot of awkward silences. Sarah was all mopey before Theresa came in. Then when Theresa was in the live, she became louder reading comments to overshadow her. Theresa left and Sarah wasn't talking to her much. Whenever Patrick is talking about Hunter, Sarah interrupts every single time to thank a gifter loudly. Hunter was talking to Patrick and messing with his hair, and Patrick said, "Aw, petting." Yeah, I have that clip, and I'll show it later. Disgusting and perverted, giving what P wrote about regarding his own daughter. Sarah had a weird attitude the whole entire time. Sarah said Jackie has separation anxiety. Maybe, just maybe it's because you guys don't even have a yard for her to roam around in by herself. How incredibly disgusting and irresponsible, cruel family. Sarah talked about random nonsense while Patrick talked to Hunter in the background. Sarah all mopey once again, I don't know why. People kept asking if she's okay and she gets annoyed. Sarah said, "Can you go away? This is the dream team, not the bonk bros." Played it off as a joke, but come on, obviously this was not a joke. Sarah needs to grow up. She's almost 24 and he's 15. He's allowed to be annoying and talk to them during live. More nonsense, talking a lot of rambling about Jackie. New made up lore drop. Patrick says he struggles with anxiety and Jackie helps as she's an emotional support animal. Causes anxiety, bad dad anxiety. What do you mean bad dad anxiety? Patrick says he wants to get Jackie trained as a service dog, something like that, so he can take her anywhere. That's not how it works, I don't think. Patrick said he's moving forward and not dwelling on the past. They say this all the time. Talked about dealing with bullying. I zoned out for this, but they were giving advice as if they're victims. Sarah claims she's only referring to her mom as Theresa because that's what comments are saying, when she never referred to her dad as his full name ever. She's being weird and petty about her mom. I don't care what excuse she gives. Sarah says no more Amazon wishlist because, quote, people didn't like it. No, you guys scam people. Patrick scratched Sarah's back because it was itchy and she was making odd noises. Maybe it's the bed bugs. Getchell family live stream at Crashouts. This whole section is of them getting trolled and them talking about it either on stream or in the comments. First, here are the clips.
I don't have to.
Exactly.
She don't have to. We don't have to. Because it's none of your business.
Are y'all secretly rich? I wish!
Actually, we are. We're rich in love and family.
Yeah, we are, yeah.
Alright, that's enough of the trolls. Let's just get past them from now on because they don't matter. Alright, well, if you want to just, like, make it known that you're an idiot and a troll, I'm going to block.
Right? I see that. Let the haters hate. You guys are awesome. Thank you.
I mean, come on. If you're going to make your name Patrick the Fat Blank, obviously.
Literally had that as their name?
Yes!
Oh, can you be any stupider?
Just come on in, make stupid names so I can block you.
Oh, rocket ships. He or she was in my live earlier. How was the Chinese restaurant for dinner? It was delicious.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Osa. Oh god.
Osa Izakaya.
Yeah, Osa Izakaya. It's an incredible restaurant. It used to be Z-Man Sushi and Ramen. ZZ Sushi and Ramen.
Okay, so I'm seeing everybody. This is probably because of the comment that. Did somebody seriously report our freaking live?
Yep. Somebody reported our live for harassment. We're harassing people.
So, this is probably due to the comment that was made on my live earlier. Guys, I am not pregnant. I did not have a baby. Someone said that because I was covered up. They thought I was hiding the bump. Seriously?
Oh, dang. Thank you for all the gifts.
Oh, goodness. I didn't even see that. Thank you, Nathan.
Yeah, we're at 55 of 100 roses.
Yeah.
So our live is restricted for 10 minutes. And we still got 900 people in here. Yeah, we're restricted.
Yeah. Cooking with Dad is the best. Thank you, Lauren and Devin, for the roses. Welcome somebody new.
Yeah, it's the same person who just came back. New name. They'll run out of them email addresses eventually.
Oh. Hold on. I gotta make sure the glass doesn't fall out. They wanted to see the pictures. Those are both me as a baby with my grandpa, and the one on the bottom is my mom.
Do we have any mods in here besides Mommy?
I think, I don't want to She prefers not to be named, but the mod we made last night.
Is she in here?
Yeah, she's in
Okay.
here. So
Yeah, there she is. I saw her. Okay, cool.
Mom, she's in the other room. Your mom is beautiful. I agree. She is very gorgeous.
Oh yeah, note to our mods. Anybody with a name making fun of us gets blocked immediately.
That's cute, Katie. Thank you. Sorry.
That was an important thing. I was weirzy. I'm funny, weird, and crazy all rolled into one. Yep. I'm weirzy. I had to get that shirt back up on the trip too.
Excuse me.
Next cooking with Dad is either Sunday or Monday. I'm thinking Monday because Sunday we're going to probably be busy. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I already got it. I already got it. Could you make it any more obvious?
Hey, Theresa.
Yeah.
Are you seeing this in live?
No, I didn't see that one. What did they say?
Our old address?
Yep. Literally made their name our old address.
Now, this isn't anywhere near where we live?
Oh, okay, never mind.
It's actually kind of funny watching how these idiots try and do stuff. Like, they'll come on here with the stupidest names.
Yeah.
And make the stupidest comments.
Bonky broskies.
Can you go away? This is the Dream Team, not the Bonk Bros.
The Bonk Bros are way better than the Slice Girls.
She's 6, I think. Yeah, trust me, you're not gonna get them all. A bunch of people are commenting that stuff.
Oh,
It's like every other comment.
Do we have any mods in here?
No.
Well. I don't think it can affect us anyway.
And here are the examples of them responding to comments. The Scammy Award saying, quote, laughing all the way at the bank, quote, you live in an extended stay, took me the frick out. First, let's read over the response, which says, cycle continues, wah, wah, wah. This was regarding one of the response videos. Crying laughing emoji, yup, trust me, the haters are already crying. We're laughing all the way to the bank though, so it's all good. Getting a rose gifted is worth half a cent, which is another thing, by the way, that I don't think I've really talked about, is that these people might be getting gifts on their live streams, but a lot of these are very low accounted for, and TikTok takes like a bit of a percent, like I think they take literally half of what you get donated as well, and it is actually insane to me. And also here's the response saying you live in an extended stay, and they said, yep, so what, that means nothing, we are free to live where we want. I mean, they're overpaying for an extended stay that is in the basically the ghetto and in very bad conditions. Instead of living in a house, which is their dream. They said the end goal was to live in their dream house and stuff like that. No one wants to really live in an extended stay. They talked about multiple factors that they did not like about their extended stay in one of those clips. The Scammy Awards added on saying, this made me LOL. They really think they're doing something, like, come on now. We've seen this before, we've seen it 100 times. You guys always come on here, so you're done with the hate, you're done with the haters, and you're just going to keep doing what you all do on the app. But we all could see it in your face last night. Pat, you can't ignore the heat. You hate that we hate you, so you can pretend like you're just gonna laugh it off all you want. The only difference is that this time you've admitted things that we were calling you out on for months and months. And just saying that you're ignoring the hate now is basically like saying, frick you, we don't care what we did. It makes you look nothing but bad, and you will not be getting rich off of TikTok ever. You ruin this app for yourself. And that's ultimately true. They're not making a bunch of money off the app, I would assume. And I heard that TikTok, like I said before in the past, I heard TikTok doesn't pay well anyway. And them also showing off, like, laughing all the way to the bank, it's just disgusting behavior. And these guys are right now doing the religious grift. And they are trying to do that, but then also are saying the Lord's name in vain for one, and then also saying laughing all the way at the bank. What are you? That's disgusting. That's just a disgusting way to be in general. But like, pride and ego are things that you should not have. Like, it's one of the 7 deadly sins, isn't it? So just, I don't understand why they're being this way. Next is We Are Really Getting to Him by Harley Quinzel 044, saying, someone commented a picture of Patrick's teeth. As you all know, his teeth are in pretty bad condition. He says, yup, everyone knows I have rotten teeth. Thanks for the free engagement, though. We appreciate the support. The poster says, not me who commented this, but he's getting annoyed, lol. Just better off if they didn't respond, but they are so bothered by it that they do respond. And they respond very often to a lot of stuff. And, like, you know, it's unfortunate he has rotten teeth. I mean, that's just something that I guess you have to accept at some point. But, like, you also should have done stuff now, if you're laughing all the way to the bank, to prevent this and take better care of yourself. Again, their responses were not great as usual, but they are not enjoying live streaming, as they try to say in one of their promotional videos for their TikTok lives. People are also saying that Patrick was probably recently fired from his job, as he looks to be drunk on stream pretty often, getting up to do stuff multiple times on stream. Like, I think he says, I'm gonna go get a drink, and he stands up, goes off the camera, and people are assuming he's drinking at that point, or whenever he says he's going off the camera for a second. And overall, he does look disheveled, and he sounds drunk in a lot of clips. The moment against Hunter was also a little mean, and I think this has been talked about already. Another thing is people were trolling them by changing their names on TikTok to things to mock them, and they got pretty upset over it, and they started responding a lot to people over this. It made them super upset. It'd be like, of course, I think I said this earlier, the shower, Sarah's greasy hair, Patrick's rotten teeth. Like, they'd have names like that on TikTok, so whenever they commented on their live streams, that is what would pop up. Like, it would pop up their name and then whatever they commented. And also, Patrick attempted another TikTok speech, and here it is.
You can do it. And by do it, I mean be positive. So, last night on live, we were asked where we came up with our catchphrase. Stay positive and have an amazing day. Honestly, we've always been about positivity. And I know there have been times where we haven't exactly shown that positivity, but we are now. And we finally realized that we have to stay positive. So that's where it came from. It came from the fact that positivity is absolutely essential to happiness. You can't be negative and be happy. It just doesn't work. You can pretend to be happy and be negative, but you're never going to have that true happiness in your heart. The only way to be happy is to stay positive. No matter what situation you are in, I don't care what it is, you can find something to be thankful for. You can find positive in every situation. It's hard, it's difficult, but you can do it. And if you do that, if you find the positive in every situation, then you will most definitely have an amazing day. That is where it comes from. That is where our catchphrase comes from. Sorry, we're right by a road. So, every time you hear us say that, just think about that. Think about being positive. Think about finding something to be thankful for. So with that in mind, stay positive and have an amazing day.
Getchell family creep highlights. The moment everyone loves to see but hates at the same time, some father-daughter touching and flirting. Here's the clips.
Scratch my back, please. Up, over, other way, other way, other way. It's right on the shoulder. Ah, there we go, thank you. That was intense. My favorite is a goldfish. Do you mean like the little snack crackers or an actual goldfish? That was the nickname that he had for me as a kid, and it just kind of stuck.
You're still a kid.
No, I'm not. I'm 23.
I know, but you're always going to be my baby.
Actually, technically, no, I'm not the baby.
No, Hunter's the baby.
Hunter's the baby.
But you're always.
But I'm your firstborn, so.
You're always going to be my little girl. Mm-hmm. No matter how old you get. That's just the way fatherhood works.
Yeah.
It's part of the father handbook.
What's Dad's nickname?
Cuddle Bear.
Stuff for the apartment.
Yes.
So, if you can gift. If not,
Just like and share the live. That
Yeah.
pushes us out to more people who can give.
right. So keep liking, sharing. Help us keep growing.
What, 20 minutes from here?
Roughly.
Roughly 20 minutes from here. Thank you for the roses, babyface. Favorite book? I couldn't hear. I'm sorry. My favorite book is. Oh, she's getting down, Daddy.
Oh, where you going?
This is vile. My dinner about came up. Nauseous emoji. Hope y'all aren't eating when you see this. Just the crying emoji. And it shows Sarah. Literally, like, I think perfect positions for fronts touching, by the way, here. Of course, Patrick has this weird... I don't even know if that's a smile or what, but either way, her leg is up, which is something you never do with your dad. This is only a couple's thing. And why are there... One, their faces are so close. They're in this position. It is super creepy and weird. Other than that, of course, just how bizarre it is for them just to sit there and do this on live stream. It's flirting in a way. It's just so creepy. It is so disturbing to watch. And it's very, like... It's just so unpleasant. They also let the dog lick them an absurd amount of time. Like, I don't know why dog owners do this anyway. Personally, no, I don't want my dog licking me at all. And just to, like, let your dog lick your hands for for an overly egregious amount of time. And even the comments on these TikTok or on the Reddit posts said the same thing, where they're like, yeah, my dog might lick me for like 0.5 of a second and then go away. And there's trying to, I don't know what if they're trying to imply that something else might be going on right now regarding, of course, you know, the dog and, you know, Sarah, as you know how those type of things go. But it is just weird, or maybe the dog just isn't properly trained like they try to say it is. And also, they have to get onto the dog a lot and repeat themselves a lot, so no, the dog isn't really trained at all. No, I don't want to be licked at all. I don't know why people let their dogs lick their, like, lips or around their face at all either. That's just gross to me. Like, I would feel sick and nearly freak out. I don't know if anyone else feels the same, though. But why do you sit there and let it happen? I just never understood why people did that. Getchell Family Health Update. Not much this time around other than Patrick seeming to have a lot of marks on him, mainly on his legs. As you can see by Cajun B05 saying bed bug bites, ? This looks like the pattern of bed bug bites. I know he has diabetes, but come on. And I didn't know if this is confirmed or not if he does have diabetes, but I do think that these markings are rough. I don't really know what bed bug bites look like, and honestly, this could be from a multitude of things. These kind of look like, you know, addict marks and stuff like that, although it doesn't make exact sense for them to be on his leg, of course. His leg is also bruised here, and it's just dots on multiple areas. And if I'm not wrong, he works at the vape shop, or he works at a food service spot where he's most likely delivering food, or just packaging it or something around that. There's no reason for him to have marks on him like this. And a lot of people were saying it looks like he's just not really doing anything about his diabetes, and he's not really treating it or anything like that. But you all can let me know in the comments. But as I said, Morty the Monster says, I'm too high for this, but also shows off a screenshot of Theresa's legs, which look a little marked as well. I know that's not what this person is implying in this post, but I just noticed it on her a little bit. You can kind of see here there might be a little bit of bruising, a little bit of discoloration as well. That kind of bothered me. All really health-wise. There's nothing else really to update you all on regarding that. I think maybe like they shown their feet off a little bit, and of course the toenails are looking weird and stuff like that. Other than that, there's nothing. Community questions, comments, and concerns. Like in all my series, if you don't know, I do a section where I put in the community input, and yeah, let's just go ahead and get into it. Unable-discount-9266 says, last night's live. I watched the whole live pretty much from start to end, and here are a couple of notes. This is from 21 days ago. I don't know when the ministry stuff started, but it's also kind of weird for her to say this in the same span of a month's time. But apparently Sarah is looking for a job, or at least was for a moment. Theresa is still working at fast food, and Patrick is still in the vape shop. Patrick said the, quote, haters have controlled their social media for years. That's no accountability in that statement right there. They're going back to the, quote, old Dream Team ways and not listening to the, quote, haters. That's something they constantly repeat as well. Hunter is so sweet and he deserves a better life. That is also true. He's oddly happy in this terrible life that he is stuck in. A lot of questions were being ignored and Sarah looked bored. And you can see her kind of just like look away, look uninterested, look kind of bothered, especially whenever like Theresa was around. She was more annoyed. And also, like, if someone else was getting attention, she would get upset. Next is Sarah was being, quote, sassy to people even over a simple question. So, I don't know, it's just not very godly or very, you know, how you're supposed to keep a fan base if you hate them. They don't live in a motel, hotel, or extended stay. They live in an apartment and don't like when people call it a hotel, probably because it is a hotel. They also don't want to show too much of where they live, as is distinguished features, and people can find out where it is. People found out last time, they're gonna slip up or whatever, especially the Cooking with Dad episodes, we'll see. They aim to move into a house, which was shown off in one of the clips I shown earlier. They all have their own bedrooms. Patrick and Theresa sleep in the living room, and Hunter and Sarah have the 2 bedrooms. I don't believe this at all, and I believe that it's like Patrick and Sarah sleeping together, as what's been previously said. Patrick will never stop using dill. I think they actually responded, or the clip like was shown on Reddit, like they posted about it, like responding to the dill comments, because I don't show them a lot, but apparently they do use like a absurdly high amount of dill in their like cooking. So there's that. Sarah's version of modesty is not showing chest or thighs, but she shows her thighs very often in like the shorts that she wears. And also, I don't know about chest though. Maybe she's a little bit more modest at times, but she still slips up and people call it out all the time on the Reddit. Sarah wants to have 6 children. You have to find a man first. You have to be in a relationship. And to have 6 children, that's like 6 years of giving birth. And she's 23 now? And what, so she's gonna have kids till her like mid-30s apparently, if she's not looking for a very long time for a relationship. You know, it just doesn't really make sense. And 6 kids, whenever you lived a broke life, I just don't understand that. Broke people should not be having more kids, but they always do. It's like those other countries, like those third world countries that are really broke. Like, quit having kids. Quit. Stop. Please. But they want to get a Yorkshire Terrier dog soon, which is just one of those, I don't want to call it ugly because I know a lot of people have them, but it's just one of those dogs that really matches them, I feel. They completely ignored any questions regarding the stories or what they have done. That any questions were being removed by their mods. I thought they would answer more questions, I guess, and I wish that they would in the future. And as always, you can tell them to try to get an interview with me. I emailed them one time and would like to interview them and give like a very like I would with anyone. I want to interview Anissa and iDubbbz as well, and you know, whoever else, to just, you know, have a calm discussion and not be like aggressive towards each other. But they're going to start doing PERK lives in the summer, which surprisingly just no one pops up. I'm very surprised no one shows up and says anything. But yeah, they're going to be doing PERK lives, I guess. Like, I think they always did this though. They did them like a few months ago, whenever it was cold out. So yeah, I mean, it's not really a shock. Theresa was very cute, but it felt like Sarah didn't want her there, and this has already been talked about. They're going to set up a P.O. box for people to send gifts. They're not doing an Amazon wish list, as it got them into trouble last time. I mean, there's some very funny things that can be sent to that P.O. box. Someone prints out and sends the Ariella Bregman stories with, like, highlighted stuff from the incest parts. That would be hilarious. Sarah said she lost her faith and now she's finding it again, but she's the same person that has been making this godly account and then also, like, trying to make a career out of it and start her own ministry. From what it says in this post, it sounds like it was just recently a thing. And yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, like, you gotta be stronger than that. You can't just give up, especially in the situation she's in where she doesn't, why would she lose her faith? Either, that's so ridiculous. What terrible people. This is the same woman that wants to start a ministry instead of just joining one. She needs to join one if she wants to do anything around that. That's so annoying to me. And also start having the whole religious account and then wanting to make a ministry. It's all performative. It's all like weird lies and just weird. I don't know. Sarah and Patrick said they both barely/never drink alcohol, but proceeded to say what their favorite alcoholic drinks were. There's also a recent clip that's come out, or like an old TikTok of theirs, or maybe it was like they apparently have like a yearly Red Lobster dinner, and I think they were drinking at it or something like that. And yeah, she finished like the whole thing on her own. Sarah did, and she didn't really seem very reactive to the alcohol. And we already know that Patrick is possibly drinking a lot. The poster added on saying, I've probably missed some bits, but this is what I can remember. It was pretty flat. Sarah was just looking at her phone most of the live, reading comments from her phone. That's another thing too, is that a lot of pictures, a lot of clips that came out, she's just staring at her phone instead of like into like her own phone, not the phone that they are doing the live stream on. And that's another thing, it just makes the quality look worse. But yeah, Patrick was just sat there while Sarah was reading her phone, and then whenever Patrick was answering a question, Sarah would butt in midway to mention something else from the live. No interesting info or whatever. They dodged any questions about the fantasy stories or anything they'd done in the past, like they've swept it under the rug and hope people forget, so they can go back to dance trends and cooking videos, which are low quality and won't get them anywhere. The Scammy Award says, as much as I dislike Sarah, I do find it sad that her dad is giving her a Wally World purity ring is the closest thing she'll ever get to engaged. And yeah, that is as simple as it gets. She hasn't proven that she has freedom. That's one thing too, is that like, she's never proven that she has the ability to think, do, or whatever else herself, you know? She can't even get a job, or she hasn't gotten a job, so she has like no sense of freedom at all, and there is no men, there's no conversations of talking to someone, there's no conversations of having friends, and rarely is there, so it makes it harder to believe. They're never shown or anything, and yeah, this post is probably very true, that this is the closest she will get to actually being engaged. This poster added on saying, honestly though, this is something most women think of their entire lives, and Pat has the clutches so wrapped into Sarah that she'll never date, she'll never be with a man or a woman, she's probably never even talked to anyone, even a friend type of manner, she'll never have children or a family of her own. Again, these are things most women spend their entire lives thinking about. And that day, in their dirty motel room, when her dad got down on one knee and asked her to, quote, remain pure, which to me mostly means, don't be with anyone but me, I'm your father, so it's okay, but no one else can touch you. And I'm not saying everyone gets married, everyone has kids. I'm 37 and only gotten engaged myself a few weeks ago. Then truthfully, prior to that, never planned to marry, but I lived my life and continue to live it. I've had children prior to one I'm carrying now. I've dated and I've experienced life. And this girl will never even experience anything outside of a dirty motel room and her dad's disgusting cooking. But her dad giving her the purity ring is the closest thing she'll ever get to a man doing something like that for her, and it makes me a little bit sick as well as sad. It's been on my mind a bit, maybe because I just got engaged. And again, I'm not saying that everybody gets married, everybody has kids, but it's just a bit sad to me to know that Sarah will never ever even get close to that. She can say all she wants, that's not what she wants to do right now. But I think we all know it's just not what her dad wants her to do, ever in her entire life. Quote, you'll keep this ring on until the day your husband replaces it and remain pure, but then gets in the way of her ever finding a husband, period. Again, man or woman, who is ever going to want to date someone who's this close and weird with their dad? Can't say it better myself. Glom-Revenue-2778 says, problem with bangs. I was wondering why her bangs get progressively worse, thicker, and more disheveled and greasier with every grifting video, and I saw this. She's just taking hair from the top of her head, the middle no less, bringing it to the front and taking scissors to it. She got way too much hair for the middle and chopped it. She's using some arts and craft scissors or some stuff like that. Why are we acting like we in kindergarten cutting our own bangs? Somebody needs to do some sort of timeline of this and the evolution of her terrible bangs. We talked about this a lot. This is a thing that the community talks about a lot. It's like, why are her bangs so bad? Because they get sometimes really messed up. And I guess this is the reason why. Crunchy Curls 1 says, Sarah's godliness. Since they've started doing their lives, it is so obvious that Sarah's religiousness really only exists on Facebook. On TikTok Live, she claims to be a Christian, but can't talk the talk when confronted. During the past 2 lives, the comments have been flooded at times with questions like, quote, what's your favorite Bible verse? Are you guys participating in Lent? Can you guys read something from the Bible for us? And she just completely ignores these questions. And the kind of Christian she claims to be on Facebook would be so quick to spread the gospel when she got asked about a favorite verse. They would be more than happy to answer questions about their sacrifices for Lent. On TikTok, we get nothing more than, quote, I'm Christian and I'm on my journey with God. That's it. Capitalize God, by the way, please. Not to mention, she had no problem dropping a very casual Lord's name in vain last night. Even if you asked me this question, I'd be able to at least somewhat answer it. You know what I mean? Especially on a live stream, but it does show that, like, it is a grift. They do not mean it at all. And especially, like, dropping, the easiest thing that you could do is not say the Lord's name in vain. That is the easiest thing you can do as someone that is trying to be closer to God and everything. Literally the simplest thing you could probably do. I could imagine, right? And she said it. She did one of the easiest things that you could not do. It's just insane to me. OK-Builder1045 says, he absolutely got fired. Looking at their latest lives and the last 2 videos in their car they uploaded today, he's been fired. He looks disheveled more than ever. The drinking he was clearly doing the other night on live is an obvious indicator that he is spiraling. He likely got fired after spending their tax money on book edits that apparently cost them $2K. So all their tax money minus what they spent eating a, quote, fancy Chinese restaurant they mentioned. Love this for them. I didn't know that they already got their tax returns. I really didn't. So that is insane if they already spent their tax money. I don't think they ever said it publicly, but maybe they have. I really don't know. Soft-Cuddle saying, what is going on here? I want to preface this by saying that while it's undeniable Patrick and Sarah's relationship is disturbing, I never want to believe that the unthinkable happened, and I genuinely hope that it hasn't. Something from the post where I took the screenshot that stuck to me is their appearance and the way that they're acting. Does anyone else think their hair is disheveled more than their just typical ways? When I saw it, I immediately thought it looked like post-romp hair. The thought makes me sick, but I can't help but think it looks like that. And their demeanor is very low energy in very post-romp way too. That's a good word to use, romp. I forgot about that. Or snoo-snoo. If you know, you know. If you know about the snoo-snoo. That and how close they're sitting next to each other. Maybe I'm reading too much into it or have been on the snark page for too long. But I couldn't even pay attention to the actual content of this video. I was so taken aback by their appearance and behavior. Now, I don't know about the energy of this video. I do think like she is literally leaning on him in this video. That's one thing that I noticed immediately that really bothers me is even without the other factors, I don't think you can. Does the back of their car look foggy? It doesn't to me really. Maybe slightly if anything. But also their hair is just really greasy in general. It looks bad here too, like it's very noticeable. Sometimes a post will have a lot of interaction and a lot of comments, and I'll be able to get more from other people, and then other times it won't. That's for like every single like post though that I show in the community questions, comments, and concerns series on whatever series it is. There'll be some that I can't really get a lot from, but yeah, it is very just, why are you leaning on, like, I personally just, I don't know, like, just family members, like, shouldn't be doing this in general. You know what I mean? It's like, shouldn't be this close to each other. Shouldn't be, like, cuddling or touching or whatever. And this is exactly what she's doing. It's just insane to me. Adventurist_guest549 says, I feel like we are helping them with self-care. We know for sure that at least Patrick looks at the Reddit, and people have been posting saying he looks disheveled. Notice how he is freshly shaven now. There have been posts about how Sarah's, quote, dirty fingers, and she points out that she got a manicure, which I think she just painted her nails, but she got an actual manicure. On top of that being, like, more of a waste of money, like, yeah, she did respond to it, I guess. I feel like through dogging on them for their poor hygiene that they have been so eager to prove us wrong, they're helping them improve themselves. We can only hope for that this pattern will apply for their horrible habits, the most obvious one lying, taking horrible care of their pets, etc. At the end of the day, I just want the kids to be safe and taken care of. Also, if this post is nonsensical, I just drove 3 hours and incredibly tired, so excuse me, lol. No, it makes sense. Bullying works. It's as simple as that. Sudden-Taste-6851 says, what does bonk mean in America? Because it means to have sex here in Australia. And they show, like, the meaning in Australia. It means, like, you know, intercourse since the 80s. And I think some other people, like, bonk, in my thoughts, does not mean that. I've never heard an Australian say bonk like that either. Or in that way, or just ever really say bonk in general. But bonk here is, like, just like a bonk on the head, like you basically hitting them in like a certain way. Extreme_yellow_5629 says, S not working, could have had $45,000. I'm baffled why an able-bodied 23-year-old isn't working to contribute to the household income and get them out of their situation. Even if she worked a minimum wage job, Texas is $7.25 an hour minimum wage, for 40 hours a week, assuming that she takes home 60% of her income after the taxes and nonsense, she could have earned at least $45,000 over the past 5 years, but she chooses not to and instead sit around hoping to cash in on TikTok videos. Why? This is a very, 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 very good point that is underrated. Sarah has spent so much time, they have not made $45,000 in their entire time on the internet. At least not on TikTok. I very much doubt it. Even with gifts, even with live streams. I don't even think their businesses have ever succeeded enough for them to make 45 grand or even near it. And it is also like $7.25 an hour, minimum wage, 40 hours a week, right? Like, although it says 45K for 5 years, and that's, you know, quite low, that is, like, to even think that she's most likely going to get paid 10 plus wherever she goes, especially if she lives in a big city, they're not going to pay you a little amount, I would imagine, since it's big, expensive city. Like, she could have had so much money at this point, whether saved up, whether spent on simple hygiene or whatever. She could have had so much money at this point, and every single day, this able-bodied person who is slowly becoming less able-bodied, you know, just for getting older in general. Also, the resume is looking worse and worse whenever you have a huge gap in it. And the longer you're on the internet, the more your name is out there. You know, Sarah Getchell, you search up Sarah Getchell once and you see this family. You see this series. You see other people's posts, videos, and everything like that. It's very much true. She could have had tens of thousands of dollars at this point in the past 5 years. But instead of taking a easier, which, to be honest, dude, the internet, it sucks in a lot of ways. It sucks a lot to be a content creator in multiple ways, and it's so much easier to just have a regular job and work it, or go find a job that has a consistent, bigger income. Like, you can always go to that at least, right? But instead of doing that, instead of going and getting paid $10 an hour, 12, 15, whatever, anywhere else, and making tens of thousands of dollars a year, that you could possibly save a bit of it on your own and help out your family, you instead decided to sit there and do nothing but make very low quality TikTok videos, not even daily. Wasted so much time, money, and potential. It is actually insane. One of the best points that has been brought up that I really hope gets into Sarah's head, because she could be like, I could have had how much money? You know what I mean? And it would have been way easier. Way easier. Not saying that streaming or doing content creation is harder than a 9 to 5 or whatever, or just having a regular job. I'm just saying that, like, it would be so much simpler and in multiple ways easier to just sit there and go get a job than it would be to try to sit there and try to do the grind, especially whenever it's on TikTok. It's on a spot that doesn't give you a lot of revenue and stuff. Like, I kind of want to clear that up before I went on to the end. But yeah, it's definitely, like, every day, every week that she wastes just sitting there trying to, quote, make content is another, like, week of missing 500, $600, $700 that can go towards new clothes that actually fit, even stuff for your family if you really care that much, or you know, whatever it may be. Like, all the time that she spends doing this is so much wasted. And she can do this on the side. The amount of time it takes to do these videos that she does, and the amount of effort that she puts into them, she's not putting in more than an hour of time into any of these videos at all. All of the stuff, like the automated like captions, takes a few seconds. That's an automated feature on either CapCut or on TikTok itself. The making of those minute-long videos is maybe double its time, and it's not even a lot considering some of these videos are 2 or 3 minutes long. She doesn't upload daily, and whenever she does get on those streaks of uploading daily, it's still not good quality content, and it's just, I just don't see how, like I said earlier, she doesn't consume probably anything funny or genuinely entertaining or like artistic, other than possibly books that are really mid and free from a TikTok shop, right? So I just don't see, like, she's just wasted so much time and so much money just every week. Just remember this, if Sarah actually watches these videos, or like, you can comment it every week, just being like, well, that's another $600 wasted. That's another $600 she could have made, or more, including overtime, including getting more hours, including what job she made, like how much she gets in her job. You know, 40-hour work week, $10 an hour, a little under 300 smackaroos, or a little under 400 smackaroos weekly, plus a better tax return, I would assume, and also with how broke they are, probably can get on benefits, probably could get like a SNAP, and or EBT, or also getting the projects. Like, so much, all of that's wasted there. And it's just really, really ridiculous. They are way better off of her actually getting a job. Full-time. She can get paid $15 an hour somewhere, I feel. There's no way that she can't. But, yeah, it's such a huge talking point. Like I said, that is one of the greatest posts to call out something. End. That is the end of the video. That's all I have for today. If you like videos like these, make sure to like and subscribe as I make other videos on lolcows, internet dramas, and more. I have another video idea that is planned. I don't know if, like, this person has kind of done some stuff with their accounts, so it's kind of hard to, like, look at their content. And, you know, I have a video on, like, a new TikTok creator that I want to make very soon. Maybe a Josh update, probably before that, maybe. It'll be one or the other. Either way, I have a lot of stuff coming up, I guess. But thank you all for watching. Thank you for watching this far, as it helps out the video out the most. Make sure also use YouTube's mobile-only hype feature on this video. Check out the other playlists, or if you haven't seen this full playlist, then also check it out. Because this playlist has a lot in it. A lot more gruesome, dirty details. It gets even deeper than what you've seen today. This is just, like, kind of surface level, to be honest, this update was. And again, I don't really know if I'll be able to do a Josh update. I don't know how much he's gotten into. And I don't think he's very active on social medias ever since getting out of rehab. Daniel Larson update at some point in the future. And that's basically it. So, yeah. Follow my Twitter. It's linked in the description below. And, in the end, I'm PERK30. And keep God close.
Oh, she's getting down, Daddy.
Oh, what are you doing?